Hi, my name's Jeff Herberger. I'm the director of photography and editor on Day of the Gun, as I was for Wayne Shipley's previous film, One-Eyed Horse. Behind me is the JBH post-production suite, where we'll be cutting the film. As far as the photography goes, we're approaching this in a fairly unique method. In theory, we're shooting with different camera models, as we did in the shootout sequence, and relying on post-production to manipulate the images and match them up with a good amount of effort on the set to make the cameras as similar as possible. We got together, all 4 shooters, recently and discussed what we did on that day. You can see the shootout sequence in the documentary on this DVD. It's called Gunfight at Osage Station. And you'll see how we took 4 different camera models and shot these sequences in a very fast manner, and then relied on post-production to match everything up. And that's how we're going to approach this entire film. So it's a little bit different. Let's check out the conversation. If you look at the images hard enough on a computer monitor, you'll see differences in sharpness and color. There was actually a lot of color matching I had to do from camera to camera, but I don't think it stands out. There are certainly differences with the camera Jim used as far as the depth of field on shots. And there were instances where I think 2 times we all shot the same shot, kind of lined up side by side. You can really see the differences there. But then you can't just say, well, it's because of this sensor or this lens. There were so many variables. Mm-hmm. Everyone had different lenses. Camera settings, which I think we all recorded, were fairly the same. But there's a definite difference from image to image. But I think in the post-production world, you can minimize those big time.
So you would say the major differences were in the color then?
There was a big difference in color.
On those shots where we were all kind of lined up together?
Yeah, there was a major difference in color.
How does that work?
And I wouldn't have even, during the rough cut of the promo, you can see all that. I mean, mm-hmm. I didn't go in and correct colors, and I didn't do a whole lot of it, but okay. I did enough. I had, black levels are a little off, white balancing from even, you're dealing with the sun moving and the color temperature moving, and did you white balance 20 minutes ago?
Yeah,
there are major things that you have to take care of if you're going to try and match these cameras on set that'll minimize the work in post.
Well, and we were working real fast that day. I mean, we were moving from one thing to the other. We got a lot done in a short time.
Yeah, we must have had, how many setups do you figure we had? We had maybe 10?
85 setups. It's like, but the point being is, like,
guns, we had horses,
we sat up at the beginning.
We
sat at the beginning. We did color, we did white charts and stuff like white balance and so forth and so on. But as the day goes on, I mean, I don't know about you, but as I'm shooting, I'm adjusting my camera to the shot intuitively.
So the audience knows, in the first shot that we did where the riders coming, where the mountains, where you put the mountains in the background so beautifully, where the rider comes charging up, we were all set. We had all of our platforms like almost tight in a row, right? And we were saying to each other, oh, where are you? Or did you white balance? So in those shots, I would say, would you agree that those are the shots where we were most in coordination with?
Yeah, because as the day went on, and I know I didn't white balance. I didn't change the settings as the day went on. I don't think anybody did they? Or I don't know.
I did occasionally. In other words, I would change it because if a shot had a lot of black in it, a lot of low light. Yeah. I would adjust. I just went in without even thinking about it, adjusted the black level.
I know I did too, but I wasn't really talking to you guys and saying,
yeah,
let's get our data.
So,
let's get our data together.
Yeah. Well, the point is even with all those variables, they can be manipulated in the post.
Right. I would say the drawbacks to it are easily overweighed by the positives.
Sure.
Words, what we got out of the 4-camera, 5-camera shoot with some problems you had. Still, when I saw it, I'm thinking, boy, this is
Yeah, it worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
And it's not like they don't use different cameras in Hollywood movies.
Right.
I mean, they're using, these little things. They're using 5Ds
They are,
in movies now, and
Yeah.
Canon Vixie and they're cutting them together with the,
Yeah.
the big time Panasonic. So it's not like they're not guilty of mixing
No.
cameras.
Well, I remember when they shot Departed with Matt Damon. The big deal was that they had a scene with an HVX 200 cut into it.
Do they?
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I
And
mean, they
I
use
kept
anything
looking
that
for it, trying to
works.
find. I still can't find it. So.
But with that said, I think post has a lot to do with that. If you can't manipulate things in post, then you're out of luck with that.
Yeah, but
with
you
it,
better be able to
Yeah,
manipulate
right,
things in
right.
post if you're going to be a modern filmmaker.